Extremely unprofessional. Richie's screwing around in the background. I'm still eating this ice cream.
I'm halfway still live tweeting.
This is not professional.
But that's what happens when this damn show comes on at ridiculous hours of the night.
Look, I'm really tired.
Marcus,
Hey,
what's
Marcus.
up?
Hi, Janessa. Thanks for being here. We're exhausted.
Yeah.
I've been up since 6 a.m. So, just a normal Tuesday. Now, normally we would be going live tomorrow, and I'd still be tired because I'm tired every day. But I am sorry. I had a scheduling conflict, and it was all my fault. And I don't know what I was doing. And I was just like, yeah, I can record for Squawking Dead on Wednesday. I can't. I can't. I do this on Wednesdays. But everyone else had already agreed, and it takes a lot to get us all scheduled to begin with. So, anyway, I'll be covering Fear the Walking Dead tomorrow instead. It's not great. So, Janessa, this was a doozy. This was a
Yeah.
doozy. What are you doing, Takeerah?
Oh, my bad. I was like,
Were you reading?
I was literally still on Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were like reading a book. I'm like, wow,
Oh
really?
no.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna finish this ice cream,
I was just very
and then
excited
we'll go ahead and get started.
because, like, right before I hit okay, Domain Davis liked my post. I was gonna.
Oh, that's why you said you would die if
Mhm.
Domain Davis joined us. Well, Domain, if you're watching, I'm flabbergasted.
Even if it's just for 30 seconds. Thank you.
All right, let's get down to
This
business.
episode, oh my gosh.
Let's get down to business.
Oh no, Walking
Okay.
Dead Eternal couldn't watch it yet.
Oh no, Walking Dead Eternal. I'm so sorry. Marcus has been up since 5 a.m. So tired and hungry, don't want to get up and get something nice and warm and watching Elf. You are like, I love this basic Christmas
Right.
bee-ness
Yeah.
right now. I love it. I love it. I legitimately put on, so on Sunday, I don't know. I've been having allergy attacks in my house lately. That is not a good sign. But I've been having allergy attacks, and so on the weekend I've just been like breathing through my mouth on the sofa. And I watched a Hallmark Christmas movie this weekend, which normally I am like a Hallmark channels on all the time in my house kind of person. I'm basic, it's okay. Um and yet this year I'm not in the holiday spirit. You guys, I'm not feeling it this year. So I've been trying, and it was bad. It was a really bad movie. It was so bad. The acting was bad. The story was bad. It was just like peak Hallmark. But I just not feeling the Christmas spirit yet, guys. I think I got to get through Thanksgiving
Hmm.
first. I mean, my Halloween decorations are still up, and I'm utilizing them still. I had so many people tell me today, like, "Oh, you're really stretching out those Halloween clothes, right? Just keep wearing them." I was like, "Excuse, this is just me. Thank you."
I usually get Halloween leggings
Judge
and wear
much?
them all year.
Judge much? Maybe I like spiders. I don't. P.S. I don't. But maybe I know. I'm so sorry, Walking Dead Eternal. I'm so sorry. You told me your real name the other day. I read it at a time in which I cannot remember it off the top of my head. But I have it. I have it in my DMs. Um so thank you for that. I won't put you on blast anyway. That would be weird. But now I feel close to you. You and I we're basically best friends now, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm okay. I'm fine. You're cool. Okay. Jermaine. Yep, that's right. I knew that. I knew that. I did know that. For some reason I was like, it's Luciano. And then I was like, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem like that's actually your name. I think I made that up. I did because it's Jermaine. Okay. Now we'll call you Jermaine from now on and not Walking Dead Eternal. Because Walking Dead Eternal is a bit of a mouthful. All right. So we are covering the 7th episode of the first season of NBC's hit TV show Found. This episode's name was Missing While Indigenous. And it has to do with Danae, a young pregnant woman who goes missing just days away from her due date. Spoiler alert. She's found, because that's the name of the TV show. Takeerah, what'd you think? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you want some more of it?
It was, first of all, why is it over already? Like, what?
That just seemed like a fast
was.
one. Oh,
Oh
yeah. Good
yeah,
call. Walking Dead Eternal. Good call. I'm sorry.
Jermaine.
Jermaine. Love you, Jermaine. We'll talk later. We'll talk later. You can DM us. You can DM us about it. It's fine.
Absolutely.
I will answer you at some point this week, I promise. I'm a busy woman. I don't like being busy, but we'll talk to you later. You're going to love it. You're going to
Oh,
love it.
yeah.
This was a good one. Y'all, that hour was like 10 minutes plus 5 hours of commercials. Look, I know, Chanessa. It was.
Ridiculous.
The commercials were over the top. I will say, though, I was weirdly sold on Applebee's holiday offerings. Did anybody else see that? Because I was like, because at first it was showing like steak, and I was like, what is this? Looks delicious, and everything's holiday themed. Where is this? Then it was like Applebee's, and I was like, nope, nope, probably not gonna go there. But yeah, I was sold on that. Okay, so enough about Applebee's, Bridget. Get it together. All right. We're talking about Found. And Jermaine's gone now, so it's okay. We can talk about it without spoiling him. Someone else left too, so that's
Probably
a shame.
Marcus.
But bye. Maybe. Oh yeah, he's watching Elf, so that's fair. Yeah. Why not? So I know that I said this last time. That last episode was my this is my new favorite episode, I think. Wow, I literally dropped chocolate on my shirt.
Oh, Marcus is still here.
Oh, Marcus is still here. Well, then I don't know. Someone else left. It was probably Demaine Davis. Sorry, Demaine. She was like, enough of the Applebee's stuff. You clear bottom feeder? Like what? Okay. Anyway. I really enjoyed that. There are some points that I really want to bring up because there were some things that made me cackle in my bed because it was just hilarious. But this was a really, really good one. I really liked this. Very topical, very appropriate. Enjoyed it. Very much enjoyed it. Takeerah, did you say how you felt about it? And then I just started talking about Applebee's? I'm so tired.
This is the one that I think, apparently, according to Twitter, a lot of us was waiting for. Um, I was waiting
Mm,
for it probably for the same reason as you, because I watch a lot of true crime and I am so sick of nothing being
mhm.
done about these Indigenous women that go missing.
Same, same, that's why. That is why.
Yeah. So I was already excited for it. But then, all hell always breaks loose on the show, but like all hell really broke loose on the show.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it was
Yes.
just fantastic.
It was. It was, and Shanasa just brought up a good point. Someone on Twitter just pointed out that we are officially halfway through the season.
Yes, we
So
are.
this is a good halfway point. We're finally getting we're now we're what is it? Cooking now we're cooking with
Cooking
gas?
with gas.
That
Cooking with
doesn't sound
gas.
that doesn't sound right. Now that I say that. But anyway, um yes. So, that was why I was interested in this. Um I so growing up here in North Carolina, my mother would take us to the farmers market on the weekends, and because we were poor and it was free to walk around, but they often did like powwows and demonstrations, and so she would always take us there for that. And I became like enamored with just native culture. I just thought it was so cool. Frankenstein, can you just wait? Go lay down. Um I became enamored. So this was again, I'll say it was very topical and I enjoyed it. Also, okay, wait. Pump the brakes, pump the brakes. Let me remove my glasses for this. That was Adam Beach. Are
Yeah.
you for real? Okay.
When his face
Okay.
popped up on the screen.
I was staring so hard because I'm like, that can't be Adam Beach. That can't be Adam Beach. One, I couldn't find a credit for him on like
Oh yeah,
online.
there
And
isn't one.
if it happened at the beginning, I totally missed it. When I tell you that I have loved this man
Me too.
as long as I have loved Norman Reedus, I think like I have loved this man since he was in Smoke Signals, and I saw it as like I don't know what a 12-year-old girl. I have been in love with this man. So when I saw him on the screen, I was like, it's Adam Beach, I think. And then I was like,
Oh no, I was like,
yeah,
oh, that is him.
because he's gotten older.
Yeah.
We all have. Don't worry, Adam, you're still beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and your hair is still gorgeous because that was really I don't know. I was a weird young girl. And my husband has long hair now, so this is all very fitting, but I blame it on the Blind Melon No Rain music video. I think that's really what did it. Anyway, that's some insight into my psyche nobody needed. So Adam Beach was in this episode, which I loved. I loved that. I was so excited. He's a Jibwa Nation, just in case anybody wanted to know. And um this is just it was good. It was really good. Now, there are a couple things I want to talk about. Here's the first thing I really want to state. Okay. Not all of you on Twitter trying to say that it was the native people who did it. Literally everyone's like theory was like brother, nope. Sister-in-law, nope. Slow your roll, y'all. It- mm, no, it was not. It was not. And I knew it was that creepy therapist because
He
why
was
was he so apt
acting.
to give out information?
Yeah, he
Something
was.
about him. I was
But
just
he
like,
also
no.
was just acting like really. I didn't know what word to put on it, but he was like being all snooty.
I don't
And I
think
was just,
I don't think that's the right word. I
I
feel
don't,
like maybe aloof. Is that what you mean?
I,
Maybe? I don't know.
he
I didn't
came
get
at the
snooty
situation
vibe.
like The very first vibe I got from him was like that his nose was kind of up in the air, like
Hmm.
towards Gabby.
I mean, truly, that was his personality. I did not get that. Just something about him was off putting to me. And the fact that they were like, we're trying to find her. And he's like, well, in that case, I'll share this private information. I was like, okay, 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 okay. I get it. I get it. You wanna help. Hi, Mitchell. Thanks for stopping by, bud.
Mitchell.
I get it. You want to help. So you're like, sure, we can talk. But you just straight up broke doctor patient confidentiality within like a millisecond, my dude. A millisecond. They didn't even put the screws on him. They were like, we're trying to find out what happened and we need to know what happened to Danae. And you're her doctor. And so you should share that information. And he's like, well, okay. Look, I'm telling you, if I was Danae, well, I mean, he stole the baby. So you should definitely press charges. But like, you should also just sue him for like not being a great therapist. What's with this show and like therapists with zero ethics? Okay. This is not appropriate. I got one banging his patient's husband. And now I got this one. It's just like setting a bad precedent. Therapy doesn't have to be like this, you guys.
Kidnapped a whole human being. What is
You know what? And he kidnapped a 3-month-old and tried to say that it was a
happening?
newborn. That's really what happened. Because that was my last tweet about this, was that is one big baby. That was not a newborn. Like, so far. I say 3 months, but could be 6.
Like, how long was Danae laying in the
No. Very similar to the banker from Missing While Widowed. Seriously, just like giving off a vibe that you're like, something ain't right here. Something ain't right. I was thinking the same thing, like, damn, that's the biggest newborn I've seen. Like, when at first I was like, oh, that's a really cute baby. And then when they gave the baby to Danae, I was like, dang, that's a big baby. And that baby is huge. That baby's head is like mom size. What? That was a big baby. Cute though, super cute. So it was a really great episode. And you know what? It wasn't even the Sir stuff that made it great. So this is the turning point for me. Okay? If you've been struggling with this show, I've talked about it. I talked about it last week. I was just starting to feel connected to the characters. Lois, one of our followers, my dear friend Lois, she said she's had difficulty connecting with the show. Totally get it. This is the turning point, I feel like. Because previous to this point, the like looking for the missing person was okay, but it wasn't what was driving the episode. What was driving the episode was all the other stuff. This finally felt like the first one that was like, it was really driven by the missing person. Marcus is going to watch Elf now. Marcus, we love you. Bye, bud.
Bye, Marcus.
Yeah, so I think this is a real turning point for the show, and I'm glad that it happened now. You know what I mean? I've said, you know what I mean, like 1,000 times today. I was driving me crazy earlier. I was talking to Takeerah on the phone, and I would like say something and be like, you know what I mean? And in my head, I was like, stop saying that. Where is this coming from? I'm just having a mental breakdown live on YouTube, and everyone's like, "Bye."
Um,
Literally, oh, someone else left. Bye, guys. Sorry.
one thing that I did say on Twitter, I was like, why are the very men that are like deeply rooted in our culture the ones that treat us worse than everyone else?
What do you mean?
Like, like the way her brother was acting about certain things, and it's
Mhm.
it's something that I see. Like, if you see something that is geared towards the Hispanic culture, you'll see like a Hispanic man being like that with one of the females, whether it's his sister or his wife or whatever.
Mm.
Same thing in the Black culture, same thing in Indigenous cultures. It's like, why is it like that?
I feel like I am ill-equipped to speak on this topic. Um,
Right. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I probably should just not say anything. Um, I a valid point. I'm sure I would have theories, but I'll just I'll just not say anything. If you wanna talk to people about that, you can. I'm so sorry, dear. I'm so sorry. I just feel like it would be inappropriate for me to speak on that.
I'm trying to figure out how to properly put it out in a way that, someone's not going to feel super offended. But I feel like women in certain cultures get held to a certain standard
Well,
by them.
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And then when we act human, then it's
Mhm.
like the world ended and we're the worst person ever and they don't want anything to do with us. And it's like,
Well, okay, I will say this. I will say this, and, like, anybody could tell me to shut up and say that I'm wrong or whatever, but I think some of that has to do with, like, your root culture and then America culture. Do you know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying? Like, because American culture is a very different, and this is applicable to anyone who, whose family is not originally from the United States. Like, Um, and that's not even fair actually to say because like American culture as a whole has like been developed over the last couple 100 years, right?
mm-hmm,
As like what we see now, because it's vastly different now than it was 20 years ago. Um, but I think it has something to do with the like wanting to maintain that connection to that root culture, and then that American culture is really opposes a lot of that. And I
mm-hmm,
don't mean like in a negative way. I don't think it's like malicious or intentional. Just, take a look at, for instance, like someone who just um emigrated into the United States, and then they have like their first generation, second generation like kids and grandkids,
mm-hmm.
and the standards that they're held to. It's the same kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of the area that I lived in Wisconsin, for several years, has a very large Hmong population. They, were moved into that area after Vietnam, and, so a lot of the people that I grew up with were, like, 2nd, 3rd generation, right? Hmong, and,
Mm-hmm,
um, and they had a hard time, like, reconciling themselves between wanting to be like just a normal American teenager
mm-hmm,
and upholding the culture that your family wants to ensure that they impress upon you and that you carry on because it's important. Those traditions are important. All of that stuff is important. And like I said, everyone could just be like, wow, okay, well, you're just like a white chick. You don't know anything about anything. But I am first generation American on my father's side, and third generation American on my mom's side. So my family hasn't been here a super long time. And so there are a lot of traditions that have been given to me um, that I try to uphold. But again, it's hard to reconcile that, you know?
Mhm.
Um, and I
Uh,
think that can really happen to anyone. So I think some of that has to play a part. I think.
and I guess with the indigenous groups, it's it's a little more because with most of the other races and nationalities and things like that, they decided to come here. And so sometimes people
Yeah.
look at them like, oh, you decided to come here, but you don't like our culture. But with the indigenous people, it's different because they didn't come here.
No, and
You know what
I
I
think
mean?
also there's a real threat of them losing what's so important to them.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, and so yeah, I think it becomes and I think that's why you see the knee-jerk reaction that you saw out of the brother, the fact that he's so angry at his sister. I think he saw it as her abandoning
Mm-hmm.
their world and going into, the American world and being out there. And I'm glad that the end result is that she decided to go back because I think that's important. But I mean, you can compare that to anyone. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
literally anybody. When you're a teenager, all you can think is like, I've got to get out of here.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with this. Like, if you're from a big city, you don't want to be from that city anymore. You want to be from a different city. If you're from a small town, you don't want to be in a small town anymore. You want to live somewhere else. There's always something, right? The grass is always greener. So you're always like aiming to get somewhere else. But the truth of the matter is, sometimes you grow up and you realize what I had wasn't so bad. Maybe I'd like to go back to that. Maybe I'd like to relive some of those traditions. I had a good, if you had a good childhood, maybe you want that your child to have that same kind of childhood. And so that makes sense that you would want to go back now that she's brought a life into the world. It's easy to say like, well, you know what? No, my family was important in me being raised. I want my child to have that same experience. Plus, the dad is a real D bag.
Yeah.
The second mixologist left his mouth. It's like not even the fact he punched the wall. It's the fact that he said mixologist.
Mixologist. Yeah.
I don't like that. What a hipster D bag. Ugh. But like also like not even a current hipster. Dude, that's like 2016 hipster. You're an aged hipster. Ugh. Gross. All right. So Janessa said he tried to have her kicked out of the tribe. Like, what? I know. I know. Freaking out when a woman isn't obedient, especially to the men in their lives. Some of that is cultural, right? I think you could
Mm-hmm.
argue that some of that is cultural. And I think maybe that's something that America has tried to break its way out of. And so then I think maybe people are left grasping even harder at those old
Mm-hmm.
school ideals. But again, that's just my opinion on the matter. I speak with literally zero authority on this topic. Okay. So, so I want to talk about do you want to okay, so we've got nothing on Don, Zeke, or Margaret this
Yeah.
episode.
No.
So really this was focused on Gabby and Sir in terms of like wraparound story. Um there's a little bit of Lacey just because she was involved. So why don't
Mm-hmm.
we talk about Lacey first?
I'm back to like I just feel so bad for Lacey again. Like I know what's coming and I know it's coming soon now. And then her like there had to just be all kinds of PTSD flying around in her head in this episode.
Yeah, yeah. It was kind of baffling to me to know that she had never gone back to the state
Mm-hmm.
even. So that is interesting to know. And was she from Virginia originally? Like,
So yeah, that look that she shared with Gabby, I wish we could have gotten a second watch so I could go back and see
I know it's
what
hard
they
to just kind of talk
said.
off the cuff.
Um, like the grandmother was explaining the situation and
Hmm.
talking about like where they were from and going back home and stuff. And Gabby and Lacey just shared a look, and I was like,
Hmm.
"Damn it! I want to know like exactly what was behind that look."
Yeah, I'm unsure. I don't know if it was just kind of like, uh, we went through this together look, or I'm not really sure. How is it possible to stay out of Virginia when she lives in Washington, D.C.? I don't know. I'm almost like, did you just never leave DC?
Right.
Maybe? I'm not really sure. That was kind of the vibe I guess I got from it. Um, so I just yeah, I really feel for Lacey. The meltdown um in like the woods was really well acted. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that was great. She Gabby, who plays Lacey, not Gabi Mosely, but Gabby plays Lacey, did a really excellent job of portraying that deep trauma and upset. So I thought that was really great. And I don't know that there was a ton else there. That's really it. That's really all we got. For Trent, we just got that he's struggling with the suspension, which is clear.
Mm-hmm.
We did get a little more of his partner, which is kind of cool. Got to see her interrogation skills, so I did enjoy that. Um, I was curious to see like, Gabby and Trent had this conversation and it didn't come up. What would be obvious is that he would come work for you, Gabby.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's of course in her head, but she, that he's not fired. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
with everything that he was saying about being a police officer, I'm gonna hope that she has enough self control to realize like it's not the time yet to even bring it up because his mind is still on like saving his job if he can.
I mean, he's still pushing his luck, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
All I could think, one, when they went to the reservation is like, okay, so there were a couple of things that came across my mind during that portion where they head to the reservation. I was like, what is going on? There are reservation police,
Mm-hmm.
and we are not allowed to like step on their land and investigate. That's not a thing. They have their own police force. What the heck?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like really confused as to what was happening. Two, how as a police officer can you knowingly damage a crime scene?
Right.
That really bothered me. I know that you were trying to find her, but what if she was dead? Now you've contaminated
Mm-hmm.
the entire crime scene. It was I'm like, maybe you need to lose your job. Like, hate it for you, Trent, but that is like so unprofessional.
Yeah.
That was really bothersome to me. I
I don't
get I get we're playing fast and loose out here, but like come on, you guys.
I don't know if he's just kind of still in react mode, but I'm gonna just chalk it up to him still being in react mode and not clearly thinking his choices through.
I don't know. It was concerning to say the least. Um so clearly he does need a break. Also, he's showing up at his work when he's supposed to be suspended. I'm like, "You are cruising for a bruising, my friend.
Mhm.
You really are. You really, really are." Um, okay. So the house, the farmhouse. So we do know a little bit more now. I assume it's in Virginia,
Mhm.
and so now I assume it butts up against um reservation land.
Mhm.
I don't know why else that conversation would have happened about the like, do you know why I picked this
Right.
place? I assume that's what that was. Um I I think I missed something with the ribbon.
I
I
yeah,
must have missed that. Did she tie it to something?
I think I did too because I was like, "Wait."
Yeah, I was like, where did that come from? And I got the whole like never give up. Oh, that talk about unhinged. Whoo, that scene. You're not okay. I am. I want to be careful about what I say. Yeah, I know the house is still untouched after all this time. That seems really weird. A lot of the time when crimes of that capacity happen, oftentimes those structures are ripped down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ribbon was confusing. I'm gonna have to go back and watch again. I feel like she tied it to something in hopes that someone would find her,
Oh, okay.
but
Okay.
that was just like a thought that I had because I didn't know where else it had come from. Also, sir, you're an absolute moron for falling for literally the oldest trick in the book.
The
But
oldest trick in the book.
like all of a sudden she's like, "Yeah, I love it here.
Mhm.
I love this dilapidated building that you have me in. It's beautiful. Also, I love these creepy birds."
Look, I'll
I'm sorry, but
probably
starlings are kind of creepy. Like, for a bird, they're a little bit creepy. It's the murmurations. It's just weird, man. It's weird. And aren't they, like, invasive in some areas?
Are they?
I've heard they, like, really jam up chimneys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, Janessa, I'm glad I was not the only one. Uh,
Me
yes.
freaking
So Janessa said
too.
about, "Oh my god, when he started crying, I was so caught off guard." It almost felt like emotional manipulation.
So almost the whole time I was like immediately like, "Oh, he's faking. Like this is ridiculous." But then like after like 30 seconds, I was like, "Wait, no. Like he's really crying."
I was grossed out by it.
I was
Um,
like, "What is happening?"
I was grossed out by it. I was like, "What is going on right now? Ugh, why are you crying?" Well, I was grossed out by the whole, like, "Did you sleep with him?" I was like, "Wow, dude."
Oh, first of all, he had a whole I was like, "Please get through this part without busting out laughing like you did during the episode." When I tell you I was in this room hollering, "Who's heavy boots?" And what really made me like crack up is, I watch everything with closed caption on, and
Mhm.
heavy boots was capitalized like a name, and
Yep.
I lost it.
Mhm. Mhm. I would be interested to watch this one with the closed captioning where it narrates everything. I would love to see that. Might have to do it that way. Um, I'm sorry, guys. We're really flying through this because, like, both of us really do have to go to bed, so we're gonna have to call it quits pretty quick here. Janessa, is there anything in particular that you'd like us to talk on before we go? Since you are like our number one fan. If there's something you want
Oh,
us to talk on in particular, I happily
when
I'll do that for
grandma
you.
said, "That boy is a white devil," just
I can't. I
the
can't. Grandma, it's fine. It's fine. I hope
The
you don't
way I
ever call me
hollered.
that. But also she knew because he called himself a mixologist,
Yeah.
so.
So, number one, I immediately thought about Ace Ventura.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Number two, I also immediately did one of these. And as soon as we locked eyes, we both
Richie?
started cracking up.
Richie, how you feel about that?
We both started laughing immediately. I was
Oh,
like,
do we
"Oh, grandma."
okay, great question, Shanazza, great question.
Oh,
Do we think Sir actually somehow made it out of the basement or a false sighting? So that's why I hesitated a minute ago because I was gonna say something that refers to the previews that we've seen,
mhm.
but I don't wanna do that for anyone who has avoided them. Hold on. I wanna be careful about what I say here. I feel like the next episode is something that we've seen in a preview. Like, I think Gabby's gonna come back to a very specific scene that we've seen in a preview, if that makes sense. It
Mhm.
involves blood in the house. I don't wanna say anything else. But if you catch my drift,
I'm just
that's
gonna
that.
say that I 100% think he got out of the house because this whole entire time, I've 100% thought that he could get out any freaking time he wanted to. So, yes, I do think that he freaked out and left the house, and because I literally said on Twitter, "This fool's gonna get out in this episode. This is the episode he's gonna get out, and then he's gonna get out and be like, 'Nope, I wanna be with Gabby,' and go right back into the piece."
Well, he knew too that she was leaving,
Mhm.
so he had opportunity. Um, yeah, I do fear that he is out. I do, because it wasn't just a source said, it was a credible source.
Mhm.
That's what they stated. So, that was concerning.
Well, what I think actually truly happened, it was either one of two things. Either Zeke literally saw him with his own eyes, because remember the
Mm,
way Zeke ran over to his cameras,
yeah.
or he has some kind of alert system set up that alerted him.
I do believe he has an alert system set up.
Okay.
I do. Because Lacey asked him to do that.
Okay.
So I believe that's what that was. But I mean, he's hacking
Mhm.
left and right. He could have hacked into CCTV and been able to find him
He
from
could have hacked
somewhere.
into a freaking Ring camera.
Yeah, so who knows? That's also why I don't have a Ring camera. I don't need that stress in my life.
I do. It may have saved my broken car window.
Well, there you go. There's a benefit. I just don't want
Also,
anybody hacking into it, that's all.
it has saved many almost stolen packages.
Well, there you go.
Didn't save any lives though, because it almost got some lives taken.
That's true. You're a violent woman when upset and pushed. Okay, Janessa says if it turns out he can come and go and Gabby knows, what does she do then? Uh Move? Burn the whole house down? I don't know.
Throw the whole house away, start
Just
over.
just get rid of it. Get rid of it. That's terrifying. That would be
So,
horrible. That would be so horrible. Do
yeah,
you know how many times she would have woken up with him, like, staring at her while she was sleeping? I can't.
the way he would have had to withhold himself from saying Gabrielle
Over her bed.
over her
So I was
bed.
just like, "Gabrielle." Like, just I can't. Okay, that's it. I gotta go to bed. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with this whole thing. Gabrielle, who's heavy poop?
Gabrielle, you gonna tell me who's Heavy Boots now?
I love that our sir impression is just us talking like this.
Talking like this.
Mark Paul, I'm so sorry. You don't sound like that at all.
At all.
Gabrielle. Okay. All
Are,
right.
is,
All right.
is Heavy Boots going with you, Gabrielle?
I
Are
know.
you dreaming of Heavy Boots right now,
Okay, but
Gabrielle?
why does she play into it though? This is what I'm talking like unhinged. And she answers the phone and she's like, hello.
Hey.
Hello, you. Like just like overtly sexual. Like it's like Lacey or something. She's like, okay. Are you okay? Hello, you. She better change Trent's name in her phone to Heavy Boots. I really hope so. Just a little emoji of
Mhm,
boots.
mhm, mhm. I so just wanted to see a scene of this fool in the basement trying to get his ears as close.
I know. I know. I have to say, I think from now on, when we talk about the show, that Sir's voice is Gabrielle.
Gabrielle.
And then now Gabby's voice is, oh, hello. So you guys are in for some just quality impressions.
I hope you remember that nickname because Trent is no longer Trent.
Heavy Boots.
Heavy Boots it is.
Canon. All right.
Did she sleep with Heavy Boots?
No, they stayed up all
No,
night
she
talking.
didn't.
The drama. Plus, I feel like you would know. Because you wouldn't be hearing them boots
Right,
no more.
right. Why were the
So
heavy boots separated from his feet, Gabrielle?
I heard them drop one at a time, loudly. And then I didn't hear them again for hours. Okay, that's it. Now we're unhinged. So it's time to go. All right. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Finding Found, a show where we talk about NBC's hit television show Found. I'm tired. You should
While
watch it.
delirious.
Yeah, you should watch it, but it's almost always our show is going to be like this cuz it's late. It's late. So, sorry not sorry. Speaking of things from 2016, I just said that. Um okay, so we'll be back next week with episode 8 called Missing While Something I don't remember.
While you're looking,
Yeah.
Shanola is like so excited and finally able to
Oh, cuz of the end of the
say things.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently it's Missing While Homeless is episode 8. So we will hit that. I'm guessing episode 8 might be the last one we get before break.
Hmm.
I feel like.
I'm surprised that we're getting another one next week, actually. I'm happy, but
Are
surprised.
we?
I think. Are we?
Okay, I didn't even double
Me
check.
either.
I didn't even double check. Are we getting one?
Let me see.
I don't know that we are. Just because we were getting really close to the holidays,
Okay.
and we all know that means that we go on break or
Yeah, the
hiatus. So.
21st, we're getting an episode.
And the 28th.
Yep.
Wow.
We
They're just rolling right
we
through.
probably will have December off and probably parts of January.
Yeah, that's probably true. All right. Well, you got us for at least 2 more weeks here in a row.
Really?
That doesn't seem right. Janessa says IMDb makes it look like we're getting episodes through December. That doesn't seem right, does
The
it?
only thing I can think of is that the strike made it so that they couldn't start other shows, and maybe they're just saying, "Let this one run through."
But almost always they just do
That's
reruns.
true, yeah.
So this is kind of weird. Okay. Well, we'll leave you on that grossed out note, Janessa. And anybody else who's listening to this show, make sure you go ahead and like this video and subscribe to my channel for more of this content, but also other things. If I can ever get around to editing stuff, I have a lot of videos to edit. So I apologize because I've just been having allergy attacks every weekend. So I haven't been doing anything other than sleeping, taking Claritin, and then mouth breathing while watching Hallmark movies. So I apologize, but there will be more stuff out soonish. Soonish. And go ahead and follow this one down here channel. It's the ones who talk. And she should be off of her hiatus pretty soon here for content. So
I
keep an
need
eye out for that.
to yeah, the show that we're named after is starting soon. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys have a good evening. It's now midnight and it's time for me to go to bed. Don't start.
Sorry.
Love you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you, Jermaine. Not Walking Dead Eternal. Thank you, Chanessa.
Marcus.
Thank you, Marcus. Hope you're enjoying Elf. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you. We love you. And Lois, if you're watching this after the fact, we love you too. And we value your opinions. And I'm sorry I never responded to your comment. And I will shortly. Not tonight. I'm going straight. I'm literally walking from here to there. It's right over there. Good night, everybody. Get them kids to bed.
Did you see? I'm like,
what is Richie doing? All right. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. We will see you next week at our normal time, 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Love you so much.